Hi, this is A. Listening. That ain't even tells it like a TI is. If you like my video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. Topic I'm going to talk to you today about Keyna Moore Confessional. She brought out her confessional video saying that she's going to tell her side of the story since everybody else is talking about their side of the story. And she was supposed to put out last Tuesday. She had been hitting over the weekend. Tuesday came and went by. She didn't do it. Then she said it's going to come on Friday. Friday came by. People were waiting. People were waiting. And then she came up and said, well, it's going to come out later Friday. And she just put out a little teaser with her getting ready in her chair and her makeup artist. And she was, and when she was done with her makeup artist, she was saying, huh? And she was saying, yeah, what's Keyna Moore Confessional? And it didn't come out Friday. So I watched a couple of YouTube videos and I went to sleep. And then when I woke up Saturday morning, she was saying that something happened to the video, and she wanted to apologize to the fans and said her team had a hard time uploading the video or something. And people said, nah, it's very easy to upload a video to YouTube. What are you talking about? And so it was like right after that, it finally came out, and she had a little confessional and stuff like that. And she was saying, oh yeah, when she first came on, welcome to Keyna Moore, this Keyna Moore confessional. She said, yeah, I'm gonna take a line from Kendrick Lamar's song. She said, what's the line? What's the line? And then she said the line was they they uh they tried it was something like they tried to they tried to get rid of me or they tried to ruin me, but they couldn't change the narrative. No, they can't change my influence. And he did write that on that song about they not like us. And then she said, yeah, people are trying to change the narrative of what actually really happened. So I'm going to tell my story. I'm going to tell my story. And I'm going to give my honest opinion. Like I said, I'm going to break it down to what she said. She said receipts, and then she said the proof, and then she said the other stuff. Now, as far as her talking about the different things on the thing, she did say that that what it was, she didn't know Brit Eddie like that, and she said Brit Eddie tried to make a big deal out of nothing about the ring, and then that she also said that Brit Eddie threatened her and stuff, and she said that she also went to HR and she told HR that Brit Eddie threatened her and nobody else heard it, but she did threaten her. She said that's why she said, and then she played a clip with a little audio clip of what Brit Eddie said on I think it was episode 4. Let no episode 3, but she said, yeah, that's why I have a pistol and whip for a B, for the B person like that. And so she said that, and she said we didn't try to make a mountain out of a molehill by talking about the ring and her engagement ring. She said it wasn't a big deal, and she said Portia Portia proved her right when Brit Eddie first recognized her. She was so proud. She was so surprised that Kenya was so nice. She said, "I am a nice person. I am a nice person." Kenya, you just started being a nice person because you had a baby and it kind of changed you a little bit. But at first, you was something else. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead on and give my little summary. And so after she said that, the lady said, well, do you think Brit Eddie kind of misunderstood what you were doing, what you thought? And Kenya said, no, she didn't misunderstand that. That was calculated. She kept on coming for me. You know, it's something, you know me. If you keep coming for me, I'm going to retaliate. I'm going to retaliate. Like you said, I'm going to retaliate. That's your biggest problem, Kenya. Just because somebody come after you, that don't mean you have to retaliate. There's other ways that you can handle a conflict resolution situation. If people are not understanding you, or people are not giving you the credit. You like a lot of people said, you could have went and got a restraining order. Because I was saying the same thing. I said she could have did what Greg did on Married to Master when he said they're gonna get a restraining order and what you call said they were going to take care of it, Bravo, and they did. They stopped what you call from filming for a while, and they could have did the same thing. They could have separated Brit Eddie. She could have just only filmed with Drew and the rest of them. And then if Kenya was filming that day, then if Brit couldn't film that day. That's why I say it was other reasons. So it wasn't just on Brit Eddie's part. It was also Bravo and Kendi and Kenya. All three of them played a significant part in this in this debacle. And then Kenya went on to say that Portia was lying about when she said it was somebody on the show who gave her the receipts. Did nobody on the show give her receipts? She found that out on the internet, and Brit Eddie said it herself that she had scrubbed the internet, but maybe she didn't scrub it too much because she found some dust here and there and stuff here and there. And she was saying she don't look at porn, she don't participate in porn. And I'm looking at Kenya, you just lied. If you don't participate in porn, don't know anything about porn, when the investigators gave you the information, how did you know what kind of stuff she was doing on the video if you didn't watch it? And so I'm looking at Kenya, that's a lie right there. So that took the point off of me of believing your story. And then after that, she said that it wasn't nobody there that day, but that her and Drew. Oh, go back to that point. She said excluding Drew, nobody told her nothing. And she was saying as far as the Meleen stuff, she said Meleen already said that she had information on Brit Eddie, but it's in her phone, and she didn't tell me nothing. She didn't leak nothing. I don't know about that because when I saw episode 5, and when Kenny showed them poster boards, and camera people kept the camera people had already production camera had already said when they came in with Mealing on that episode that they kept flashing back Mealing. I was saying, why they keep flashing back that woman name? And they were flashing who came by. I was saying, why they keep flashing back her name so much? They already said it one time. And then it was like when the stuff happened, it was like everybody was shocked and surprised, and it was like Mealeen didn't have a shocked, surprised look on her face. She just looking and looked like she almost had like if I can remember right, it looked like she had like a crooked grin on her face. I don't know, but anyway, that's another strike. I'm not saying Mealeen didn't do it. I'm not saying she gave Kenya no information, but I could say this: she was not shocked and surprised when Kenya did what she did. I'll put it like that. And then after that Kenya got to talking about what people talking about. She didn't apologize to Kim Fields and what she did to Favorite. She was saying, well, she did do Kim Fields wrong. When she was sorry about that, she apologized to Kim Fields on Watch What Happens Live. And Kim Fields even wanted her to be on Upshot, wanted her to be on Upshot and stuff like that. And then she said, as far as Favorite did stuff to her and she did stuff to Favorite, but she was saying she do apologize for showing that gun on TV, but she was saying she was just playing around with her friend, and because stuff had been going on and stuff, and so she was just playing around with her friend. That if anybody messed with her, or if that crazy boyfriend she had came back, she had something for him. And I was saying, yeah, you showed in. She was talking about people talking about her. Favorite came to the reunion with a taser. Yeah, Phaedra came to the reunion with Taser because Phaedra thought the same thing that you think about Brit Eddie. She was thinking you might have brought your gun to the reunion, just like you said. Brit Eddie might have brought her gun to the break party. So it's to me that's like tip for tap, tip for tap. And then on another note, she was saying that she did apologize to Brit Eddie. So people tell me she didn't apologize. She did apologize to Brit Eddie. She apologized on Cameron Hall when she got her, but you apologized to the audience and to the show. You didn't apologize to Brit Eddie and stuff. You just apologized for what you did on the show because you were sorry because you got so much backlash. But you really didn't. Apologize to that girl publicly like you humiliated public. If you humiliated her publicly, you should be able to. You should be able to humble yourself and apologize to her. Apologize to her in person, just like you did when you embarrassed her in person. But anyway, And then another point she brought up, she was saying, well, people have been going through a hell spawn. Well, she was saying after the incident, you had negative people writing about her stuff. And I think she was kind of talking about ATL Lennon and some more people because she was saying that people from overseas start writing bad stuff about her, about her beauty supply store and her stuff. And she was saying she had went into the beauty business way, way before she started her spot. She said she had a Keyna Moore haircut running up for about 2 years, and she said she had been working on that Keyna Moore hair sport for about a year and a half, or something like that. She said it was open. But anyway, after that, she said that it was people that did worse, and she was talking about she didn't do a revenge, revenge, revenge piece because she was saying she talked to some kind of lawyer and he told her that wasn't it. But when I watched Conscious TV, he was saying the stuff that he know about Georgia law and stuff like that. He was saying that Brit could have filed charges on her and stuff like that. And in some states you can still do that, because of the Me Too movement and stuff. And I was saying, yeah, that's why Shannon Sharp and Diddy in trouble right now because they after the Me Too movement they said you could there wasn't no stopping there wasn't no statute of limitations on that type of stuff. And so she said that she like to apologize and stuff. And then she mentioned something about that maybe that's why Brit Eddie was coming so hard at her because she was saying when she initially did her interview and audition, she was boring, and even her husband was boring. He said, "Oh, I shouldn't be talking about the husband." That's the matter, Kenya, with some of y'all reality stars. Y'all be on these shows 10, 12, 13 years, and y'all think y'all little mini producers like you and Giselle and even Heavenly. Even Heavenly said that y'all not producers. That's why Bravo hired to do. If Bravo didn't think she did good, Bravo wouldn't have hired her. You got another point against you because you trying to make like you so innocent, but you didn't like the girl from jump because you talking about how boring she was and how she couldn't interact with the rest of the group and stuff like that. And so I was kind of believing her at first, but now that Kenya's not on the show, I mean, she's acting pretty good. She's engaging with all the rest of the girls. I mean, she's not going as hard on Angela and some of the other girls like she did Kenya. I will give Kenya that. But as far as her being boring and stuff, to me, she's an okay person. She's engaging and she's gelling with the group okay. And and then she said maybe she promised production stuff that she couldn't give on. Maybe she promised production that she was gonna be the one that go after her, and she wasn't able to do nothing because after the third week they looked at she wasn't doing nothing. And I was saying that's why I said you was not only trying to see how the new girls gonna act. You was trying to pre-produce the girls because also said that you were gonna try to be a mother to the girls, not a mother, but a mother. Give them pointers and stuff. And I was saying, yeah, you want to give everybody pointers, but Brit Eddie, you already had some kind of weird energy, but you tried to put on Brit Eddie because I started in the first episode when she kind of spoke and then she kind of spoke to the girl, and everybody was saying, too, they were saying, well, what's this weird energy going on between Brit and what's it called? So that's why I say I'm not totally disregarding the stuff that Brittany did, but I'm also not saying that Kenya is so innocent in this issue, which she's not. Uh, 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 both of them, both of them did foul things. She did foul things by making a big deal out of nothing as far as that ring, and then not moving on when she realized that Kenya didn't want to have nothing to do with her. She should have took our play out of Drew's book. Drew tried 3 times to get in contact with Portia and try to solve the issue with Portia. Portia didn't want to solve the issue. They're on episode 8, and Portia still talking about the same old stuff she did in 1 through 5 about what to call it dinner. And that's why people are saying now that what you call seems like that, but I'll do that on another video. And so, like I said, all in all, Kenya had some good points as far as the girl threatening her, as far as going to HR and HR to do nothing. But Kenya, you shouldn't have done that to that girl. Like Cynthia said, she thought you was better than that, and there was other stuff that you could have done. That's all I have for this video. This is A. Wesley. That ain't even tells it like a TI is. I am out.